All right, welcome to a special edition of Inappropriate Earl, where we're going to recap UFC 169, preview UFC 170, and talk about the white power movement that's growing in the city. We got Ryan O'Neal and Jeff Danish.
Hey, guys. What's going on to all the Earl-colites out there? Those are your fans, Earl.
Oh, yeah. We got a movement. We know what we're doing here.
Oh, what do you got, a pillow over your boner?
No, I got to put the
Overeem's fighting.
I got to put the laptop on my crotch area, and I don't want the radiation to give me...
You don't want the juice from the computer to mess with your Hot Rod 5000.
No, I take a new thing now.
Oh, what are you on? Is this a quick plug? Is this a new plug for the Earl? Is this a sponsor?
It's
so efficient that you'll get a boner during every UFC heavyweight bout.
And the Inappropriate Earl podcast is now sponsored by Hot Rod 5000, courtesy of N101 in West Hollywood, and as well as a new...
they may sue you to stop saying their name.
A new pill I discovered on bodybuilding.com.
Was that a gay porn site?
Basically, called Black Snake.
Whoa! That's only for black guys, isn't it?
Well, if you're a white guy and you take it...
Do you send a black friend in to buy it?
No, I don't have any black friends, so... It's black, but then I do a chaser with...
Why? Because it tastes bad? A boner pill chaser?
Yohimbe, one Yohimbe, one zinc, and 2 vitamin D.
Is this the Earl? Is that the official recipe of Earl's boner shake? You put that all in the blender? Guaranteed you to get a boner every time you see Overeem.
And if you see my dick pic, which I will, just tweet me your cell phone number. I'll send it to you.
We've seen it, and it is... It's
unsolicited,
hard to
by the
believe
way.
that a man of your age actually took that. We didn't ask to see it. It's like a 15-year-old girl selfie.
Well,
of a boner. Of she had a huge boner. Well, and a full-length floor-to-ceiling mirror in her bathroom. Yeah, a lot of 15-year-old girls can't afford those.
But see, Jeff Richards, the people ask me, why do you have a dick pic? You're in your 40s. What are you doing? Jeff Richards, he asked me what my ex-girlfriend's vagina looked like.
Which is a nice question.
Okay, I thought that was kind of an inappropriate.
That's cute. Oh, you didn't like it. Okay.
You know,
a little out of line. A little out of line. That doesn't sound like Richards, though.
Some topics
doesn't sound like the Jeff I know.
Well,
was he sincere?
Yeah. So I thought I would show him a picture of my pee-pee instead, and I was looking good that day. I was at like 40%, but it was real beefy.
40%. Why did you get it up more at 40%? Oh, why was it at that weird angle?
Because I get the lighting.
It looked like it juts off to the left. Oh, you know what happened? That was the day I think somebody in government died. It was at half mast. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it
was honor of
one of my favorite porno stars from the 70s died of butt AIDS.
Butt AIDS. Bades?
Butt
AIDS? Bootades? Just your asshole withers up, gets pneumonia, it just falls out. It's a terrible cough. It looks like Tom Hanks in Philadelphia. Just hairless and lesions.
Wait,
sunken in.
Keep talking, guys.
Oh my God, dude. Sounded like you had the Rooter man come in earlier and really auger it out. Sounded like that was impressive. Sounded like a raw chicken hitting a wall. Like a fat spin. The smell is unbearable. Oh my God. Be professional, man. Come on. Talk through it. Oh my God. What's wrong with you?
We are having sound quality problems.
Dude, you're giving me lung cancer. Like what do you have? It's some sort of... Does the hot rod and all that, does that affect your gas? It smells like a sick dog. Like a sick dog fart. Seriously, get a whiff of this. What do you think?
He will.
I'm totally... It smells like a fucking dog with leukemia. I'm literally just ripped one because it's on those cancer meds and it can't control its bowels. I'm unaffected over here.
Well, see, I have...
You might be out of the rip shot.
You're on the third ring of Saturn. See, my gas... God. What happens is, after I work out, I had some yams and chicken.
Why'd you take them? Rectally? Like a suppository of yams? Because, dude, that smells like something's rotting in your asshole and you're pushing the air.
No, but Earl likes to get the flavor going with a little X-Lax drizzle over the top.
And then I chased him with...
What do you think? Do you just ram it down your asshole with a black dildo? Like, just cram it down there?
With the black snake.
Some organic peanut butter cups as a dessert.
How many times a day do you eat?
It's random. Probably 5 times.
How much protein do you take in?
Not as much as you think.
100 grams?
100 grams on days when I'm not working out. And then on the 3 days I'm lifting, probably 200.
How do you get 200 grams of protein?
Protein shakes and,
bars.
So if I'm eating like 60 grams of protein on a day that I work out, probably not going to get any muscle.
You need more.
I got to work on
that. If you want to look like Overeem does, back on the sauce.
Yeah.
Overeem's Dana White. Now, we'll get into this later. Not happy with Overeem.
Nope.
Well, it was kind of a lackluster performance.
I didn't see it, so we got to see it. But, I mean, Mirror now is just a retarded punching bag. Yeah. Someone needs to pull the plug on his career.
Well, I think they gave Overeem Mirror to they knew he'd beat him.
Yeah.
They wanted to see if he could put on a good show to elevate him, and he didn't happen.
Overeem's calling out Brock Lesnar. Why does he just call out The Rock?
Or
John Cena.
Or he could call out Chemo, go real old guys who aren't in the UFC anymore.
Yeah,
Maybe Tank Abbott, yeah.
Don
was
Fry,
Chemo
the Predator.
Leopold?
Yeah, I did a roast at Lovett's of Chemo Leopold.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was there?
Let me see.
Who would even know who that guy was?
Did he bring the giant cross that he used to bring down towards the octagon on his back?
You still have that ponytail that Gracie ripped out?
Oh, that was weak, dude.
That's minor league.
It sounded like a firework being launched in the distance.
Yeah.
He had some interesting friends with him. Not a lot of
black people,
famous MMA guys. Jorge Deckermangian, some mid-tier guys. A lot of mid-tier guys.
Who were you roasting?
Chemo and King Mo, not King Mo, but Big Mo. Or is there a guy named Big Mo? Big
Big Mo.
One of the Three Stooges.
Like who? Was it like
was it Mo from
an MMA guy?
Men on a Mission from
Mo Mandel?
King Mo?
Not the black guy, but there's some big Samoan dude. It was
Samoa Joe from TNA Wrestling.
he's big time now.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's how Chemo was definitely the big guy, but I didn't do too well. I had my Van Dutch jeans on. It was a real bad decision.
Do you blame the jeans on your performance?
Yeah, because one of those guys said, "Hey, he was a horrible racist." He said the N-word a lot.
Who? Chemo?
No, the guy who made Van Dutch.
Oh.
I guess there's a Van Dutch.
And you said,
I'm like,
yeah,
what do you want me to do about it?
Isn't it Von Dutch?
It's probably Von Dutch. Yeah, maybe it was. Van Dam, Von Dam.
So this is all part of your new wardrobe?
No, I got rid of them. I don't know what I was
you
thinking.
burned them, dude. You're like, I'm not a racist.
Well, no.
You are a racist.
Not real. I love...
Do you remember you wanted to tell us the origins of the first time you were exposed to racism?
Oh, the first time I heard the N-word?
Yeah, I don't know what that word is, but...
Well,
I don't think we're allowed to say it.
Yeah, we can't. I'm not although that's the crazy thing about this business. If we said the N-word on this podcast, it would be probably tomorrow rated #1 on iTunes.
No, still nobody would care. Absolutely nobody would give a shit still. You have to be a name in order to
There's got to be some white power podcasts out there, I would assume.
Oh, I'm sure.
Maybe we should do that.
White power podcasting?
Like,
I'm not that. I'm
Are you not that into the movement?
I think I'm going to go, yeah. If you change the name of this,
White Powerhouse Jim,
I will give you permission to air this episode.
What could we name? Like, Marin has what the fuck, WTF. Maybe we could go WPF, like White Power Force. WPF.
Sounds like a shitty wrestling tag team. The White Power Force. Here they
go. Or you go to the comedy one and you still call it WTF. White the fuck.
Yeah, anything's possible.
White the fuck up.
Or you could do WTFU, white the fuck up.
And then maybe you get them confused with Marin's, and people just go to yours instead of Marin's. Yeah. And then after 5 minutes,
why don't you just call this WTF and just put it out there?
Well, I was going to call it FTW, just so if you're dyslexic, you would fuck the world.
FT Dubs, people could chant that when it gets real crazy.
Yeah, FTW. Like Meyerowitz could come in here and
The guy with autism?
Yeah, the guy who
Not autism. It's
much
Asperger's, man.
Oh, Asperger's.
He's got both.
He's on the spectrum. That's what they call it now. On the spectrum.
Yeah, it was officially changed, actually. That's true.
Who's the chick in that photo there?
Oh, that's my sister.
Is she hot?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to you have a sister, right, that comes up to the comedy store? I mean, is she hot?
Yeah, smoking.
I mean, she's okay, I guess. I mean, yeah, she's beautiful.
Is she married?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's great.
Really sad story, though. I mean, the husband has
oh boy,
horrible MS. It's awful.
Yikes.
So it's
I have a friend whose wife has it.
So let's get into this fight.
Yeah. Hey.
yeah. Oh, do you want the N-word story first, or
no? I was just kidding. I don't think that story needs to be told here.
But it's a great story, though.
It is a great story, but you got to really set it up. You got to set it up.
Well, instead of saying the N-word, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say the word Armenian.
Okay.
Just know every time I say the word Armenian.
Why don't you just say the N-word?
I can't do it.
No, not say. Just say
the N-word.
The N-word.
But it's almost funnier if you say Armenian.
Okay.
So one day, I'm playing golf at Bel Air Country Club.
Okay. Wait, right down the street from your house.
Right
you
down
rode
the
your
street
bicycle
from my
there.
house.
I picture you wearing white pants and like a pastel shirt.
Very close. I won the worst
golfer's cap too.
Dress golfer award 3 years in a row at Bel Air.
Did you know what you were doing, or
yeah? I had plaid pants. I had knickers.
What?
Knickers?
Did you just drop the N-bomb?
No, knickers.
Okay.
O'Neill used to have a joke where he said knickers in the reference of golf, and Doc Willis, a comic from the Comedy Store, black guy, came up to him after. He's like, "Oh man, I can't believe you said that."
Every time I did it, the 3 times I did it, everyone in the crowd thought I dropped an N-bomb.
Right.
Here's how the joke went. I said I went golfing the other day, and I couldn't believe all the knickers that I saw. What's next? Cargo shorts?
but people
never
couldn't keep up with it, dude.
People never got the curve on it.
Yeah, that's what they call in the business a swerve.
Yeah, it was edgy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like my favorite episode of The White Shadow was when the coach took the team to the golf course, and Coolidge gets out of the Hotel California, which was Salami's car. And
what are you talking about? The fuck is White Shadow?
This show's too recent for me.
You've never heard of the White Shadow?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it. Not a white basketball player, right?
One of, in all seriousness, we joke around a lot. One of the first 2 seasons were one of the most groundbreaking television.
Listen, Big Earl, talking about groundbreaking television.
You might get emotional.
What year is this?
This is 1980 on CBS.
It was a white basketball player, right?
White basketball coach.
Oh, coach.
He's on the Chicago Bulls. He goes up for a layup, blows out his knee, so he can't play anymore, and he needs money, so he coaches a school in the ghetto.
Okay.
And it's called the White Shadow.
How many years did it run?
I think he ran like 3 or 4. But
it was a pretty big show. I've heard of it.
Was it on after?
It was on CBS, like prime time.
Was it on after reruns of Emergency?
No, with Kevin Gage and Randolph Mantooth. Come on,
the
dude.
guy from
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, yeah.
Kevin Tye. No, not Kevin Gage.
Okay.
Kevin Gage was a Rain Grow and Heat, but got the long.
Oh yeah.
Got the long.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Kevin Tye was in.
Yeah.
So White Shadow, great show. They talked about rape, abortion.
Really? Who got raped?
I think a girl at a high school party.
It wasn't one of the players.
It might have been
a guy.
Was it the white coach?
Actually, Salami raped Goldstein.
Why they call him Salami?
Goldstein.
Goldstein was a
black
Jewish
guy.
No, he was a white guy on an all ghetto team. So
how did he end up there?
His parents got divorced.
Yeah. I think the dad married a Schwarzer or something. And,
why? We don't condone Big Earl's racism.
I'm not right. Would you guys
Danish
stop?
and O'Neill do not condone Earl's views and
farts,
expressions or thoughts.
Listen, I was raised. My dad was away in business a lot. I was raised.
Well, you say who your dad was, so we can.
He was nobody. I mean,
Bob Skakel. What was his first name?
No, that's my cousin. But my
what's your dad's name?
Jim Skakel.
Who's Bob Skakel?
I don't know. It's some.
It's a cousin.
Yeah, well, there's Bobby. It's a long story. I mean,
Okay.
But I was raised by basically my dad. Since my dad was away in business so much, by an African American gentleman.
Okay.
Benson?
Yeah, basically, it was Benson.
You had your own Benson.
His name was Leroy Prince.
So you grew up, your life is like the movie The Toy.
Oh, Scotty Shores.
You're doing Richard Pryor. Your old man bought him.
Did you ever dress up in a Spider-Man outfit and the black guy dressed up in a Spider-Man outfit?
Well, I mean, not necessarily that.
Did you ever pour a bucket of water over his head when he walked in your bedroom?
He said, "That's not how you treat your friends."
Well,
you have a giant catcher or giant baseball glove beanbag that you would sleep.
I did have a beanbag I slept in.
Nice.
Do you still stay in touch with his family?
Well, he's dead. So,
No, but his family. Does he have kids or no?
He had one daughter, but after he died and his brother died, Ernie.
Is he the guy who taught you how to work up a boater?
I mean, I'm trying to think who taught me to work. I was self-taught.
Hey, big girl, now that's not how you work up a boater.
What'd you call him?
Leroy.
Leroy, I guess. I mean, you know.
You call him Pap Pap?
I call him. And here's the funny thing, Leroy.
Leroy and Earl.
You got to understand. You got to understand. This is Bel Air in the '70s.
He call you Mr. Earl?
Massa.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
We called him Master?
No, he didn't.
You have to understand.
Wait, did he really call you Master?
No, he didn't call me Master. He called my dad Master.
Jesus.
You got to understand, Bel Air in the '70s, there weren't very many black people.
Fresh Prince was not there at that time.
This was not Carlton and Alfonso Ribeiro running around. I mean, there was Will Chamberlain, Kareem,
who was your
and
neighbor?
OJ. All three were my neighbors.
Did you ever meet Wilt?
Not Will, but I met OJ a few times. He used to throw me the football.
Really?
Great guy.
Did you ever, like, he said, "Hey man, could you hide something for me?" And you're like, "But there's blood on this, sir."
Yeah,
and he's like, "Just get rid of it."
You know, just
They always say these white bitches. You stay away from them.
White people be.
So you used to throw the football with OJ?
Not like every day, but a few times.
Yeah.
He'd like go
Good guy.
jogging. And
Nordberg.
And Kareem, was he an asshole?
Kareem was crazy because
he's kind of standoffish, they say.
Very, he was cool, but he would jog around the neighborhood in just like these dolphin shorts.
He's like a giraffe, too.
Yeah, big old donger.
And he had a pretty big dick. And, but to see a 7'2" black dude.
Master Earl, did you see that big old wango on old Kareem?
Does he jog with the goggles on?
Yeah.
Goggles on.
Goggles on?
Yeah.
You had to see the street.
Oh, wait. He may know that. Remember the girl we used to work with?
Yeah.
Whose mother later lived with Kareem, and then they had a kid together? She was a white lady?
I mean, I didn't see a lot of white women in his house, but he was. Here's the thing with his house. He was so tall that he had it built with no corners. So
really?
It looked like the Forum, like his house.
Oh, is it still up there in Bel Air?
It actually is, just up Stone Canyon Road.
So it's rounded?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Why?
I guess because he didn't like corners. He didn't like, maybe...
He didn't like cutting corners. That's how he got to the NBA.
Yeah.
That's how he went pro.
Wait, Will Chamberlain lived near you too?
He lived up on the hill.
Were there just constant chicks going in and out of there?
Oh, well, James Caan's house. There was constant gash in there.
Really?
Yeah.
He was boning, you think, more than Wilt?
Well, I don't know about that.
I think Wilt's numbers were greatly exaggerated
Yeah.
by like hundreds or like 20,000.
You don't have enough time to be a professional athlete and fuck that many women.
I tried to add it up. He said it was like 20,000.
They said it was like 3 a day.
For like literally
Like 20
15 straight years.
Yeah.
That's impossible. No one's
And
getting like that much.
You don't even who has that much desire?
I mean, I don't.
Will Chamberlain
No, and
does.
this is a guy who can get a boner at the drop of a hat if there's a heavyweight.
Are you
fighter
talking?
on
It's a
TV.
drop of a hat, a UFC card?
Yeah.
Drop a UFC card coming up. Rousey
Yeah.
and
You haven't finished your
It's a story.
story.
the N-word story. Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's you, and you're being raised by Leroy.
Leroy. So I'm not racist. It's the whole thing I'm trying
You
to
were
get out.
raised. Your father was black. Black
father
Leroy
was
Skakel.
white.
You were raisedest.
I was racist.
by Leroy.
But my dad was a great dude. He was like a Jacques Cousteau.
Really?
Like he was an adventurer. Like he was on the cover of Life magazine.
Your dad
Was
was.
he?
Your dad was like Indiana Jones.
Wait, what?
Absolutely.
Where was he going to? What was he discovering?
He was just like he was on
Foreign
there.
poontang.
Yeah, well, he did pretty good for himself. He's a good-looking guy, and he was on the cover of Life magazine for killing a whale with basically no weapons.
With just like a pocket knife?
And basically,
How many times do you have to stab that thing?
Where was he in the middle? Was he like stranded, or was he did it for fun?
and he just did it for fun.
He just stabbed it?
Well, I was a little more involved.
Who'd he
in just-
train with? A bunch of Puerto Rican guys?
I trained with Helio Gracie back in the Dizzy.
They should just send him to SeaWorld. I don't think he's still alive. If he was, he could go to SeaWorld and solve their problem.
Yeah, blackfish.
Go kill that blackfish.
Batfish.
Tillicum.
Till it come in your face.
Hey now, thank you.
Your old man. So what else did he do? He killed a fucking.
Killed a whale, but
that's more impressive than killing a grizzly bear with your bare hands.
But to get the you got to understand, to get the cover of Life magazine,
he killed a very docile breed of whale.
This was a big. I mean, this was when Life magazine was like there was Time, Newsweek, and Life. There was no other magazines. So
I remember the old ones.
Yeah,
my grandma used to get them in like the 60s and 70s. Huge. It was the huge
the big
one.
There's really nothing like it today. Like a GQ size.
You may have seen Jim Skakel ride in the back of a whale, stabbing its blowhole with a dildo.
Did he ever pull out the spear that he used to kill that whale and threaten you with it if you don't get your grades up?
Well, he did that to my two brothers. He was a little more aggressive with them.
But you were the baby?
I was a baby. I was like the last in line, to quote a Dio song.
Did your brothers look kind of like whales? So were they fatter?
Well, my one brother was such a good-looking guy. He got into nightclubs because people thought he was Tom Cruise. Now he looks like ZZ Top.
How tall was he?
The bad transition.
He looks like...
was he way taller than Tom Cruise? Or is he?
No,
you're a tall guy.
He's about my height, but he was really like model looks. And then he just, lost his way, and now he kind of looks like a cross between ZZ Top and Vader.
Vader from wrestling.
Big
Van Vader, dude. Do that moonsault off the top.
So
he lost his way.
He's finding himself.
Hey, every day can't be Top Gun, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have that born the 4th of July. You're in the wheelchair, and
some days you got that Vanilla Sky day.
By the way, I just bought a pair of silver leather pants.
What?
Because I was watching the video of Steve Stevens, the great Billy Idol guitar player. He did the instrumental in Top Gun. You know that?
Oh, did he?
Dude, you're a guy known for boners. I don't think leather pants are the way to go for you.
These are pretty sweet pants.
Are they tight?
Jesus.
No, not really, but they show, I got
drop the pants because before you know it, he's going to be like, do you want me to model them for you? Then
do you have
walk
them?
out.
They're upstairs.
Big old boner. No, whenever you go upstairs, you come down with a boner. Like, without a doubt. You go up there, use that floor-to-ceiling mirror, you look at yourself, and you start
I think
jerking
Leroy's
it.
grandson might be working up there as his fluffer when he comes down.
Mr. Skakel.
But getting back to Leroy for a second, here's the crazy thing. Is every
you gotta decide what you want.
He would take me to lunch.
Tell that story or fart into the mic.
I got a real bomber brewing.
Uh-oh.
It's in the bullpen.
That's what they call teasing the break. We're going to commercial. We'll be back.
Oh, yeah. No breaks on this podcast.
No, clean breaks is what you need. Okay, so he takes you to lunch?
Takes me to lunch every day at Sambo's, which they all became Denny's. But Sambo's
it's a racist term.
Very racist term.
Okay.
To black people.
But he loved it there.
He loved it. The logo was like, I don't know, like some black dude with a bonnet on his head, like with a bone ring.
Jesus Christ. It was the Aunt Jemima of
it's a
chain
male
restaurants.
And to think that they all became Denny's, but it was just funny that a black guy would take me to probably a pretty racially...
Did you sit in the back seat while he drove?
I absolutely did, and we got pulled over many times.
Was he driving his car, or did your father supply him with a Rolls Royce?
Both. No.
Did you have a Rolls Royce growing up?
No. My dad had a sweet deal with the Lincoln Continental people, so every 2 years we would get a new Lincoln.
Okay. Did he wear? Did Leroy wear the limo driver cap with the braided tassel?
Yeah. And
beautiful.
At first,
this guy had the worst job ever.
He had to drive around.
This guy was like the last guy to be turned out as a free slave.
Oh yeah,
more or less. He's driving around. You're driving Miss Daisy.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, I got pulled over a few times with him because he would take his car, which was a green Dodge Charger.
Okay.
I can just tell you this right now: there weren't a lot of green Dodge Chargers in Bel Air. With a black dude at the helm.
Hold on a second.
This is gonna
picture Leroy driving. Oh, good power.
Jesus.
The cops would pull us over, and they would ask me, "Ma'am, do you know this guy?" Because I had long hair.
Ma'am, are you serious?
I had like hair like your length. Maybe now Jeff has
like
shoulder length hair. Done by the great Janet Lazar.
What's up, Janet?
At the B2V salon on Doheny.
She moved. She moved.
So, they would think that Leroy was a child molester or something. So my dad...
He's not. He is touching my dick, but he's also taking me to Sambo's.
Yeah. He gave me happy release. But Leroy was the first guy to die that I was ever really close with. So that was
So that was your first taste.
That was like my first taste of death was when his brother called me up.
How'd it taste?
Pretty bad, man. It was like the first like.
He's getting about ready to cry. Let's move on.
No, I pick up the phone. I pick up the phone, and Ernie, his older brother,
Ernie and Leroy,
they knew what time it was.
It's like it was the original Ernie and Bert.
How old?
Yeah. Bert's name was supposed to be Leroy, but they
I was
changed
probably
it.
12.
Okay.
And Ernie's like.
So Leroy was older, or
Leroy was like in his 60s.
Okay.
And he died at Sambo's.
No, he died.
He choked.
He might have. He might have
choked on the moon over Miami.
I think his bone ring and his nose fell out.
Oh, how dare you!
Jesus.
How dare you? Moment of silence for Leroy. No,
I don't think they called moons over Miami back then.
I think they call it
over ham bone.
Ham bones number 5.
Give me the ham bone.
It was called the Mr. Bojangles with a side of grits.
Yeah.
Give me the Sammy Davis Jr., please. I'll take a Sammy Davis Jr. and
it came with a glass eye on your plate. Garnish.
And two.
It was only one egg.
Hard.
It was one sunny side up egg.
Very hard.
Speaking of hard, something's happening.
Jesus. Thinking about Leroy.
I'm looking at pictures of Overeem right now. So yeah, that was like the first. But getting back to the N-word story, I mean, we're off the chains here.
I got to find out more about your dad because he was an adventurer and a businessman.
He was really a fascinating guy, and I'm not saying this because of my dad.
Yeah.
He's my dad. He was like a scratch golfer. He could have been a pro golfer.
Really?
He was just good at everything he did.
How'd he grow up?
In Chicago, and big family. And
what would you say what was your dad's number one accomplishment if you had to pinpoint?
Probably his
one?
business
acumen,
business side. I mean, his.
What about in terms of adventuring?
Definitely killing the whale.
Killing the whale was up there.
That's crazy.
I mean, it was, and we had.
He was like an Eskimo up there.
Yeah, I mean, he was like on our house in Bel Air. The pool was a very large pool, like an Olympic-sized swimming pool. The jawbones of the whale were like the length of the pool because they were at each side of the pool.
Oh, it was outside.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How long did you live in the house in Bel Air?
20 years. They moved out in '88. It was a sweet house, man.
I imagine. I was just thinking about that pool. Wish we could go there.
Well, I wish we could too. I mean, it wasn't the nicest house. Like, we were, living around billionaires. I mean, my dad bought, this is a wacky story about my dad. He bought the house in like the early 60s when Bel Air was no nicer of a neighborhood than like Culver City.
Really?
It's just canyon,
Well, I guess nothing was up there.
Yeah. So, then the Bel Air fire came and literally blew out every home in Bel Air but ours.
Whoa.
So we were just really lucky to.
So you were the last standing, and then everyone came rebuilt these multi-mega mansions.
I mean, we lived not next door, but maybe a mile or two down the road from the Beverly Hillbilly house, which if you've ever seen the...
Oh, shit.
I mean, it's like...
It's like a museum.
Yeah, and that... you ever see the Cars video, Magic? When he's walking on the water in the pool, and it looks like an open mic of freaks is like around... the pool. That house was next door to us. I mean, the Hilton house was next door to us.
Oh, I know where the Hilton's is.
Well, they had so many homes. It's Conrad Hilton.
But the big one. The one with the big garden and the fountains and...
Kareem's big
worked
dick.
a party there once.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
OJ.
OJ's house was big. Rupert Murdoch's... Justin, he had a pussy party once I went to.
Rupert Murdoch?
No, Justin. I think it's his kid.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was like your age?
Yeah, maybe a little younger at the time.
Hello, Will. You'd like to come over?
How many of these pussy parties actually worked out for you? Once you got
Well,
in
I
there?
was around because my guys who are all managers and agents were like, hey, you're funny dude, so you keep the mood light. You don't
This
drink.
is Big Earl who just got 2 national commercials right off the bat.
88, United Airlines, and
Something with Walter Payton.
Pepsi. No, Mike Singletary and the Concorde.
You were the Where's the Beef lady, weren't you?
Claire Peller.
Did you fuck her? At the
Did I fuck Claire
At a
Peller?
pussy party and meet her?
No,
RSVP pussy.
she was actually at the Justin Murdoch. I'm telling you, we went to Justin Murdoch's house.
Okay.
We got lost in the driveway. It was so big.
Dude, I mean, he's one of the richest men.
One of the richest families in the world.
Yeah.
I mean,
and these were your neighbors.
These are our neighbors. We finally get to the house. I'm like, this is the nicest home I've ever been in.
That's crazy.
We had a huge TV, like back then.
Did you meet Rupert?
Dude, it was the pool house we were in.
It was that big? It was huge?
The pool house was just...
How hot were these chicks?
Well, I got a little uncomfortable because a gangbang broke out.
What?
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I wasn't really digging the vibe.
I don't know. Have you ever been to a gangbang where you're digging the vibe? Where
Two.
it's like, this vibe's sweet, I got to get in.
Yeah, actually, I have been, but...
So are these chicks porn stars or prostitutes?
Well, it's just one girl, and like...
And a line of dudes?
Just a line of rich dudes, and she...
Was she loving it or was she passed out?
She might have been passed out.
Oh, boy.
Jesus,
And
dude. What the fuck? Did you stop him?
Well, I didn't feel it was my place.
Hold on. Oh, weak.
Dude, this is the biggest stud of all time.
You almost shit your pants on that one.
I just tried to fart, and that
You have the overream of farts.
Is the
2
statute
strong rounds, so that the last one was just a pure dud.
Is the statute of limitations up? Because this guy may be charged.
Well, no. I mean, I don't know if she was willing or not, but I felt uncomfortable enough where I didn't want to be in the room anymore.
You'd seen enough.
It was just uncomfortable.
You didn't feel like taking time out of your day to be called in for a court case.
Yeah,
as
I mean,
a witness.
my buddy started doing cocaine off of her vaginal area, and I just thought,
Was she awake
Was she alive?
she was moving.
with ecstasy?
I'm not sure.
Or fighting.
she
was
was
anyone holding her down?
Well, one guy tried to stand her up, and she fell back like it looked like there was an invisible Sting doing the Scorpion Deathlock.
Is the movie The Accused based off this party?
I mean, there was a pinball machine in the room.
Jesus. And then were people saying, poke that pussy? Were they chanting
At any
that?
point, famous,
Dude, now I'm kind of angered by this.
Did any time famous comedian The Bushman wander in?
Well, he was the butler. He was just swinging by off the
Is
vines.
that Leroy's cousin?
Well, Leroy wasn't. I wouldn't say he was a butler. He was more.
So these guys were scumbags.
Yeah, and it wasn't. I was just. Oh, this is cool.
Just billionaire asshole scumbag kids.
Yeah, and
Skull and
They were
bones.
probably raping
Yeah.
this girl.
Uh,
What a bunch of fucking...
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It was.
I see a position adjustment.
It was. But that was back in the '80s. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's when shit flew like that.
That was.
All right.
It's a different era now.
Yes.
So
You mad? That shit was probably going on every weekend with these fucks.
I was there, dude. I lived it. I mean, another scam we used to do was where
Another scam.
Okay, first you had the rape scam, and now
You make it sound
you have
like
another fucking scam.
You make it sound like what regular people do. Ding dong dish. Like here's this other thing we do.
So after we get done, we would rape a girl, and then we
I
do this
didn't
other
participate.
scam.
I did not
Jesus,
participate.
dude.
The other scam we would do is we'd roll her body into a river.
Then these guys would, because I was invited to the party, would make me dispose of the body.
Well, no, I was like.
Were these guys wearing condoms? I mean,
Well, some of them no, because you can't catch AIDS twice. So.
did they? Hi-oh! Did they just pay this girl off, or
I wasn't. It's 25 years ago.
There may have
let's
been-
just
there may
hope
have
she
been-
was into it?
There may have been a legal team like on the premises, like, hey, everybody sign
Yeah.
these papers.
Big roop.
Here's some cash.
I mean, this is a different era.
Was she chained to something like Princess Leia?
No, this this girl, she was not chained, but she could not walk very well. From what I remember,
Did she have cerebral palsy?
My
She
God.
was walking like Davy Wester.
Fuck, man.
So yeah, it's a different era though.
Yeah, whatever. The same fucking era.
That was the rape era of the 80s.
It's the 80s, man. Rock and roll.
Everyone's like, we only have 2 more years to rape. The 90s are coming upon us. That's not going to be kosher.
The 19 rapies.
Yeah, I mean, ever since, you had the Warrant video for Cherry Pie, where it was rock and roll.
Dude,
and then,
rich assholes are still doing that in Bel Air every Saturday night now.
Listen, I was there at the Jeff Franklin pussy parties in Brentwood. I mean, I seen it.
Who's Jeff Franklin?
Yeah, a rich real estate guy who would have these unbelievable pussy parties.
Were these chicks shipped in? Like, were they
Some
paid
were.
for?
These were Americans. This was pre-sex slave days.
Yeah.
And then...
imagine how bad it is now. Do you...
Here we go.
Quiet moment of silence.
Something's wrong.
But, I have a friend of mine who's calling in right now. Let's take a phone call.
Oh. You have great consistency in terms of the sound. It's like almost the same one over and over again.
That's what you get when you have a blown out asshole like that.
People may accuse you of fart machining these, but these are... Oh.
Dude, no, don't. You're going to kill me here.
So, I mean...
You only take so many more farts before I'm leaving. I'm waiting in the car in the basement.
But, and that was in the Jeff Franklin parties were in the 90s.
Did you ever participate in a gangbang?
Twice.
How many guys deep?
Whoa.
How many guys deep were you?
Well, the first one...
I thought you were asking how many guys you fucked.
Were deep in me? None.
And these gangbangs, how many dudes did you
Well, I don't like to repeat stories, so I know in previous podcast issues I talked about the Cynthia Shelby gangbang incident.
Is she a porn star?
No, it's...
Are you just dropping the name of an old friend?
This is my old teacher.
For
old high school teacher.
Leroy's aunt.
What? No.
Leroy's daughter.
I've only been with one black woman. And
what was her name?
Angela.
Kay West. How you doing?
No, hey, I wish. Kay West was like... she was my type of woman. But another story.
Big old bomber.
She farted once in front of me and O'Neill. It was so disgusting.
It was like one of your just rippers and smelled disgusting. And then she was dying laughing.
And we were like, what was that? She's like, I just farted. And we were like, oh, my God.
Yeah, that's a classy girl right there. So, yeah, I went to this game. My buddies called me up, long story short.
Say, hey, we got a gangbang?
Pretty much, 2, 3 in the morning.
Did you have a code word for it or just straight up?
Yeah. When you... our code word was like some of us had girlfriends at the time. Would be if you said alert 3 times in a row.
And this is also, they had to call the house, the home.
They had to call the home line.
So you get
your
something?
mom could pick up and be like, don't stop calling here. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Skakel.
Could you get a more...
See if Earl's available for a gangbang.
Couldn't you get a more subtle password than alert 3 times?
No. So, like,
Alert.
Did he say it 2 or 3 times? I can't remember.
3 times.
What was 2?
Twice
2 was a fire.
Just,
2 was your house was on fire. 3 was gangbang.
If I say alert 17 times, then you know.
Dad, get off the phone. I just missed one of the alerts. It may be 17. It may be
I don't know if
18.
this is a gangbang or if we just want to go out and get a hot dog.
Or go swimming.
Well, I mean, you just have to pay attention when the phone rings.
Alert.
So I get the phone call.
Alert. Give me the address.
3 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm in bed with my girlfriend.
Oh, you're in bed with your girlfriend?
At your house? At your parents' house?
Not Gail.
No,
at your parents' house or you had a house?
No, at my own apartment.
Okay.
Where? My first apartment.
How old were you?
8569 Burton Way.
Oh,
whoa,
class.
That's big dog.
Number
right
302.
That was
That's
class,
the big dog.
dude.
And
how old are you?
I was probably like 23, 24 years old.
It's a nice young apartment.
I get a phone call at 3 in the morning, and I didn't pick up the machine, and it was my friend Miami Eric going, Earl, alert.
He said 3 times.
That's 3.
And I woke up instantly because I knew what that meant. He's like, come to Hot Tub Johnny's house on Doheny.
Hot Tub Johnny, is that the Dice?
No, not Dice. It's a different Hot Tub Johnny.
Wow, it's a common nickname.
Where was the house?
On Doheny, right below Beverly. And you've never seen a guy drive so fast. I mean, I literally was in my underwear, button-down shirt, no buttons.
What did you tell your girlfriend? She didn't wake up.
I said, Miami Eric needs to ride to the airport. I'll be right back.
3 alerts means
morning,
Miami Eric.
3 alert means airport pickup.
She was like, okay.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I couldn't find parking on Doheny, so I literally parked my car in the middle of Doheny, lights on, car on.
That's a guy who likes to fuck right there.
Keys
Dude, triple alert. This is a triple alert, dude.
Triple alert. I know, and we never pranked anyone. Like when you called the triple alert in, it was
you knew it was
scene.
a gangbang.
Well, not necessarily a gangbang, but let's just say there was a live one involved.
Okay. You should have pranked somebody. Just like show up to this house and guy shows up with his cock out and some family eating dinner.
Well, we always
where's the gangbang?
We always wanted to do that scene from Porky's with someone like one of our friends who wasn't like getting laid a lot. Say, dude, we got this girl. She'll fuck you. Just come over to my place, and then like. We'd set up where the guy's like waiting on the couch. I go upstairs with the girl, and we make noises like we're fucking. And then all of a sudden, we have a black dude upstairs, like a huge, big black guy. I go, hey, motherfucker, this is my wife. What are you doing? And, come down.
It'd be a very elaborate prank. You'd like hire actors.
That way you never did it. It seemed like it was pretty.
It's just too lazy to get the big black guy.
So these guys are pretty rich dudes.
These guys were the guys who told me to get into comedy. All agents, managers.
Oh, okay.
So they just loved having me around.
Okay.
So I finally get up there. I open the door, and I'll never forget what I saw when I opened up the door.
I can only imagine.
Was first of all, there were like 10 to 12 guys' bodies just everywhere. It was like
naked,
jerking it,
different states of duress. No, they were like passed out from boning this girl for like 8 hours.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, it looked like literally the opening shot of Platoon, where all the bodies are just everywhere.
I'm assuming they're drunk and on drugs.
Coked up, and the girl looks at me and goes, "Who the fuck are you?" And my friend Miami Eric says, "He's got more money than all of us." And she's like, "Oh, hi."
So this lady, she fucked the shit out of these guys, and she's still ready to go.
10, 12 guys. I don't know how many. I mean, it was just a blur.
So you got your dick out.
So I said, guys, I need a rubber. And they're like, we're out. And there's empty rubber packages all over the place.
Magic Johnson's hanging out.
Alert.
Magic Johnson's hanging out in the living room.
Rock Hudson's
you just fucked her. Oh, it was a weak duck fart.
Rock Hudson's in the bedroom. I mean,
Mr. Brady. Mr. Brady's hanging out.
Greg Louganis has all his gold medals around his crotch.
He's bleeding.
So I said to
Ryan White's there. A 15-year-old Ryan White.
Hey guys, don't worry. This cuts. I'm bleeding. It's not going to stop for 4 days.
I have a phone I can use. I got to call my dad to come pick me up.
Tommy Morrison's boxing in the corner.
Arthur Ashe was playing tennis in the backyard.
you got what's his name?
We got Liberace playing the piano.
You got Freddie Mercury accidentally walked in, but he didn't do anything. He just left.
We are the champions. Oh, wrong party. Sorry, guys.
I'm looking for the gay guy with AIDS that I'm supposed to fuck.
And the crazy thing is, Hot Tub Johnny 2 years ago committed suicide.
Oh, that's too bad.
Great dude. Just
sounds like he had good parties.
What happened? He hadn't been in a gangbang in 6 months. He was too depressed.
He's like, when he shot himself.
We had those gangbangs. It's the greatest time of my life.
If he shot himself, who would have heard the gang bang of the gun? Hello!
So I said, listen, guys, I need a rubber. And they're like,
Yeah.
we're out. And Hot Tub Johnny's like, go find something in the kitchen.
Tell me you use the dish glove.
Very close. So
Tinfoil?
I'm very close.
ShamWow?
I'm frantically.
You're like, I gotta fuck this
horny.
chick who just got fucked by 13 guys.
I want to be 14.
You're like, I want to feel special like them.
Huge boner.
I want to relate to everybody in here.
I want to be able to look back and call these guys up and talk about what we did to this poor woman.
I mean, this is back when my testosterone was flying through the roof.
Yeah, but you're getting boners for Overeem now. I can only imagine back then.
I mean,
you have a room full of 12 naked guys.
Back then, Earl didn't even need the UFC.
I'm thinking of boner.
I mean, you know how you're in your 20s or suck it. So
no, it's tough, especially when if you have a girlfriend in your 20s and you're not cheating on her. You might not be a man.
And listen, when I say I cheated on her, I'm not bragging. Cheating is.
But when dude, from age 16 to 25, that's what you're gonna do. Your dick is telling you to do crazy things.
Well, for me, it was about from 18 to 35, and then I settled down.
Yeah.
But So I'm like, listen, I can't find anything. There's nothing in this guy's. I saw a Pringles can. I thought about
Pringles can. The word on the street is that there's a lot of sensitivity in that Pringles can.
Well, you got to watch out for the chips at the bottom.
Once you watch about salt getting into your fucking AIDS lesions on your dick.
Once you pop that pussy, you can't stop.
It's like sprinkles.
She would have been like a cylindered hold vagina.
Why didn't you empty out a sleeve of Oreos and just put it in that?
Well, it's funny you say that.
Is that what you did?
So the only thing I see that's even halfway usable is this
jug?
Ritz cracker bag.
Would you tape it up?
What'd you do? This is like paper cutter pussy.
You're the MacGyver of condom making.
You really are.
After 13 guys, this girl's vagina looked like the thing Boba Fett fell into. Listen, I wasn't worried about giving her a paper cut.
Oh boy!
So I very carefully opened the tip.
Looked like one of those blown up bodies at the beginning of Saving Private Ryan.
Your dick was probably breaded. Your dick was like pre-fried chicken.
Why didn't you just use somebody else's condom and just rinse it out or turn it inside out?
Oh my god!
So I poured out the crackers.
Your dick's gonna rip right through.
On her body.
And, I did my best.
What did she say?
She didn't care.
Are you fucking with a rich
She's like, is that the new khaki plastic condoms they're making?
So
is that the new wax paper condom?
What'd you do? Tie it off?
No, I put it on and then I crunched it down because my dick wasn't that big. I mean, it was, so I just and
Did you leave any crackers in it?
Yeah, I had to. I mean, it was just crinkled.
Did it stay on?
I had to hold it at the base.
Oh my god!
It sounds like the worst. You should have just stayed asleep.
And then I blew out my jism juice in the bag and I just left it on my buddy's desk right next to all these scripts with ICM.
And what did
them.
she said? Call me.
Sir, no,
Let's
dude.
stay in touch.
The story gets crazier. So it's about 4 or 5 in the morning.
Did you think about fucking her without a condom?
No, not in your life.
Dude, he was going through the
I
ribs.
I would have been tempted to.
4 or 5 in the morning, all the guys are like, "Get this girl out of here," and no one would give her a ride. And she
Classy dudes.
This may end in murder. I have a bad feeling.
she had all these bruises over her. I mean, she was just abused
And she liked it.
by a bunch of animals. I mean, my buddies are just
Were they punching her?
just sexually aggressive. Let's just
Who
say
brought
that.
her to the party?
I can't say names, but I mean,
Well, hot tub. Just call him hot tub. Something.
Hot Tub. Let me just say this: Hot Tub Johnny, Miami Eric, and Jumpin' Jason met her at the Four Seasons on Doheny.
Oh,
and then they brought her back
right down the
yeah,
street.
They brought her back to Hot Tub Johnny's house.
And she was looking to party.
And then Dapper Dan.
Why are you hanging around with guys who have like 80s wrestling name? Were Killer Bees there and the British Bulldog?
B. Brian Blair was there.
Were
with
the Bushwhackers there?
Rick Rude was there.
Was classy Freddie Blassie there?
And he was not, but he might have been. There were so many guys at one point.
Anyone by the name of Junkyard? Anything. Junkyard.
I don't know. When I came, though, I did hear Grab Them Cakes playing on a cassette player.
Okay, so what happened?
So this girl's kind of just, she looks like a wreck. She looks like Alice Cooper after the makeup's run off. So I said, listen,
if the makeup was semen.
I said, listen, honey.
Looks like she just got in a snowball fight. And she came in with a lot of leftover snow all over her face.
Looked like she had fucked Frosty the Snowman. He had melted all over her face.
Looks like somebody just pied her in the face with a wedding cake.
If a wedding cake was made of semen.
I said, listen, Mama, I'll give you a ride home. She's like, well, I don't really have a home. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, I'm staying at this hotel on Beverly Glen and
what was she doing
Wilshire.
hanging out the Four Seasons?
She was staying at, no, she was hanging at the Four Seasons, but she was shacked up at Donald Sterling's hotel on Beverly Glen and Comstock. Which is,
that's down the street.
Very nice neighborhood. Yeah. And so she just has a jacket, no underwear. She had underwear and just this like satin jacket on.
What happened to the rest of her clothes? Ripped off?
Who knows?
Oh my God.
So she's in the car and we're in the middle of Doheny. Of course, the battery dies because I had the lights on. So I had to go to Ralph's, which at the time was a Hughes Market on Beverly, right on the corner of Beverly.
I know where it
Doheny.
is, right on the corner there.
And I had to have someone jump the car.
And she's totally cool with all
She's
what
in
all
the
went down.
passenger seat. The guy who's jumping my car is looking at me like What are you, Ted Bundy with this girl?
Did you ever get the ass smell off the upholstery from her just sitting bare ass after
so
being
gross.
fucked by like 40
She was
guys?
down with all of this.
Let's just say she did what she was told.
Jesus.
Whoa.
So we get the car started. I'm at her hotel. I said, well, listen, it was very nice to meet you. And she looks at me and goes, would you like to come upstairs? Like, this girl had just been pounded for at least 9 hours, 2 hours when I was there, at least 7 before I was there. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I gotta.
And then 15 years straight before that by her father.
I was just about to say.
I gotta get home. This is at the time when I was working at the Sports Connection in Santa Monica.
Those were the heydays of
your
career.
Was the best. I mean, that was like when I was really in my prime with women. So I tell all my gym rat buddies the story the next day, and of course they wanted to get in on the action.
So they're like, leave me 3 alerts.
So I told my buddy Steroid Rob,
another 80s wrestler,
and Little Albert.
Was he Fat Albert's sidekick?
No, he was a short black guy.
Prince Albert's sidekick.
He was a short black guy who looked
so
like...
these guys now all wanted to.
So they're like, dude, this is a great story. Who is this girl? I'm like, oh, she's at this hotel on Comstock in Beverly Glen in Wilshire.
Was she cute at all?
Very cute for an older lady. In her
Older
30s.
lady.
When I say older.
Oh, so all these guys were younger, and she was like 30s.
So I'm like, yeah, you just go over there, tell your friends with me.
Drop my name for the gang.
Drop my name.
Remember Earl? The Ritz Cracker guy.
The gangbang is under the name Earl Skakel. That's our reservation.
Little Albert says, dude, I'll tell her I'm a producer for Michael Jackson and Steroid Rob. It's like, I'll tell her I play in the Raiders. I'm like,
do you need to do that?
I said, you don't have to.
You don't have to.
Just go over.
You can just be yourselves, and
So
she'll love you for who you are.
I'm just a guy named Little Albert.
So I dropped him off at the hotel. Don't talk to them for 3 days.
3 days?
They call me up 3 days later. I'm like, hey, guys, how was it? Did I lie to you? They're like, we're still here.
They moved in with her.
They basically had a 3-day bender. So then word started to spread around our circle of friends.
So everyone's just showing up. There's a line out the door at the hotel.
The gym friends.
Does anyone find out what this lady does for a living or anything?
Here's the best story.
Professional.
I'm gonna get to who she was.
Professional AIDS haver.
So then my buddy...
She was like a trial patient for new AIDS clinical drugs.
My buddy JBC...
Oh, everyone loves JBC.
Which stood for Johnny Big Cock. Huge cock.
Who's naming these fucking people?
I am.
This is like a fucking... You were like pre... VH1 dating shows when they named the contestants like Flavor Flav and Bret Michaels. All these wacky names.
I'm leaving out the names to protect
This
the
is like a
guilty.
shitty Sweat Hogs.
JBC, huge cock and balls. I mean, just
Okay.
enormous. And he loved to blow it out. And
Like his pubes?
No.
Get it feathered? Like blown out?
he was a real sex addict.
It's surprising. The rest of these guys sound like fucking monks.
The other guys seemed like they were happily married.
Some were. So he hears about this girl. He's like, girl, I got to get her number. Where is she? I got to meet this girl. I'll take her to dinner. I'll take her to play.
Is anybody like, this chick just got fucked by 50 guys and want nothing to do with her yet?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like Earl was hanging out with some real...
Old Prudy Pete, right? He didn't want anything to do with it.
Pete Carnacione? No, I didn't know him at the time.
Christian Carl didn't want to do it.
So JBC, he's in a froth. He's like, dude, I got to meet this girl.
Is a frothy cock going?
a rabies penis.
My cock has rabies. It's looking to...
I'll take her to dinner. I'll take her
Why
to
is he
play
taking
pool.
her to dinner?
I said, dude, you don't have to. But JBC was a weird guy. He insisted on taking her to dinner.
Was he Italian?
And
Are you
playing
kidding
pool.
me?
And playing pool.
Was he Italian?
No, he might have been.
It's kind of like an Italian, like, I got to wine and dine.
But even for a gangbang, an Italian guy can just go ahead and say,
some guys
skip
won't,
dinner.
though.
So she calls me the next day, pissed. JBC, I said
she has your phone number.
I set up the meet.
This guy was the last straw.
And she's like, don't ever do that to me again. I'm like, what? I thought you would love JBC.
What was your cut of all this? 10% of the cum?
I just
You got to keep 10% of the cum?
You got to watch.
I just liked helping my friends out.
Okay. Did anyone videotape this?
Oh, no video.
Okay.
So she calls me up the next day after her date with JBC. And she's like, don't ever do that to me
She
again.
hated pool.
I'm like, what's wrong? He's got a huge cock. You didn't like him? She's like, I'm not fucking any guy that can't beat me in pool.
Oh. This guy. Wow. So this guy didn't get
He
fucked.
didn't get laid. The
Earl
horniest
fucks.
guy.
Kidding me?
Earl fucks.
So 30 guys later, and then she's like,
She had standards.
wow.
Earl fucks with a little help from his friends.
So who did this lady end up being? I want to say
Nancy Reagan.
Hillary Clinton.
I'm saying Nancy Reagan. Uh-oh.
Condoleezza Rice.
I gotta backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
So when I'm giving her a ride home the first night, she puts on a Carol Shelby Motors jacket,
Okay.
like the kind you would get at a gift shop in a car
Don't
dealership.
tell me this.
So I look down and I say, "Oh, Shelby Motors. I'm a huge fan of the Cobra. I'm a big car buff. I love the Cobra. You know Carol Shelby?" She looks at me and goes, "Know him? That's my husband."
Oh, shut up.
Oh.
So-
man. And Carol Shelby just died a couple years ago.
Couple years ago, who I knew
Rest in peace.
from the country club.
You knew Carol Shelby?
I mean, I wouldn't say we were like best friends or
But you-
anything. But you know.
What? So then you later it came full circle and fucked his wife with the Pringles.
What if he was down with it all?
No, it was a Ritz cracker. Well, you know, I figure.
So
What if his move was to fuck her with like a Milk Duds box on his dick, and he was like, "What'd you use? Use the Ritz cracker."
What if he used the Nerds box, but he only did the grape Nerds?
Or like
On
a
one side.
popcorn movie
So was she still married to him or divorced?
I don't know at that point.
Bring up a picture of her. If she's Carol Shelby's wife, then there must be a picture.
What's
of
her name? Like Bruce?
You guys
His name is Carol?
Cynthia Shelby. You guys keep talking. I can't use both hands.
Dude, what insanity is that? Carol Shelby, a legend in motorsports. He got his wife got railed by 40 guys over
Reminds
the
me
weekend.
of a story from my past. 50 of my friends. This guy calls me up and he says emergency.
No, where's his wife?
That is his wife.
That's what she looked like.
That's what she looked like after about the 10th guy.
Oh wait, look up who his wives were, 'cause I'm sure he's married more than once.
No, but he
And see
knows
if
her
you
name.
Can tell the
he
name.
knows her name.
Oh, you do know her name.
He
Can you just
said it.
Google her? We won't say her.
He did
name.
Google her with a Ritz cracker thing on his dick.
Googled her. Where was this guy playing pool inside her vagina?
What a bad move by
her?
No, it's not. This is not.
Is that her? That old lady?
She might still be alive. Would you do it again if she was still alive?
Well, I
Dude,
mean,
wait, how old were you? You were 25, so she was what, in her late 30s? She would have to be. Carol Shelby was like in his late 80s, late 80s.
Would you get the band back together to hit this lady again if she was still alive?
no, because
like a reunion tour?
most of the guys are married and
They have kids?
You know, have kids. And
What
it's
about
such
that girl?
Further,
Further up.
this one.
No, keep going.
That was
go,
her
Go
right
back
there.
up. That's really. What about that lady? Was it that lady?
Kind of looked like a haggard version
hot.
of her.
Lady's pretty hot right there.
So you know, that's the life. You know, but it was a different era.
It was
back
the
then.
life and times of Big Earl back then.
You don't have
know him. I fucked him.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
mean,
she said.
You don't have gangbangs. Like you don't have that stuff anymore.
Nobody wants to do it like
Well,
that
a comedy
anymore.
store. There's some gang.
Well,
bangs.
but you have
Closest we got was some girl once was giving blowjobs at some dude's party in the washing room where the washer and dryer were.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you know,
I don't participate.
I mean, you know,
I don't like to be just a number.
well, I did back then. Now I don't. Now I'm more into the monogamous.
Yeah.
monogamous gang
What
bangs.
do you have any other gangbang stories that top that one or come close?
I do have one.
You were involved in two gangbangs.
two gangbangs.
You were one was with the Crips, right? That was the gang involved.
Hello.
Yeah, hey now.
They fucked you into the gang and then they fucked you out.
I'm an honorary Crip because I had Pocket from Colors penetrate my buttocks.
Wasn't it Leroy got you into it?
No, Leroy was. He might have been a gangbanger.
Master Skakel, you're gonna like my gang of friends.
I mean, you know, I was a clean cut kid, so I wasn't really involved in the gang life.
You were gang
So what
banging,
happened
no?
was-
You were gang banging on the weekend.
Second, so you get a phone call.
Same group
alert,
of dudes.
Alert.
Same group of dudes. I get
alert.
a call. My friend Jumpin' Jason, we'll call him. He's like,
what was he known for? His high jumping record?
No, he was a horseback rider. He'd do the course.
he was a real dirty birdie. And,
Oh, really? It sounds like the rest of these guys are fucking.
Oh, he wasn't one. He wasn't part of your church group like the other guys.
He called me one night, late night, says, Earl, meet me, come downstairs, I'll pick you up. Alert, alert, alert.
He said, "Wooga,
Basically.
wooga."
So
Why didn't you just have him stick his dick against your window?
Or just put a bat symbol up of a huge gaping pussy in the air.
Why do you just throw cum at your window to get your attention?
Come to my window.
Come on my window.
Come on, Eileen.
Okay.
So he alert. I go
alert.
this time.
Shittiest password ever.
Alert.
I get so we get on. This is when I lived. Where was I living on? Burton Way still, and he picks me up in his Jeep, and we go to Wooster Street, West LA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we
deep
toured
south
down there.
Yeah, I mean it's
800
right
South. Where you at?
at the 900 block. Of
Okay,
Wooster,
okay.
Which was 914 Wooster.
Right off Robertson.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
It's one block east of Robertson.
A lot of good money down there.
Yeah.
And good apartments.
Oh yeah. So we go there, and my friend Jason is like, we're in the elevator going up. He's like, now, dude, be cool. Just play it straight. We'll get up there. We'll hang. But just don't be overly aggressive. So
Are you known for being overly aggressive?
Yeah, I get a little excited at those things, and
just like errant tit grabs, like
it's just the adrenaline rush of
You don't
knowing you're going to get laid. I mean, it's a for sure thing.
And you don't have a lot of good gangbang etiquette. Like it's kind of subpar.
you didn't go to gangbang manners school.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
Your
think
mom
there is a
always
school.
told you that your gangbang etiquette was the worst she'd ever seen.
Look at you! Look at how you're holding the nipples. It's disgusting.
You're too aggressive. You're too aggressive, bro.
Well, my mom told me.
Oh, what are you doing? Oh, there's other people in line before you.
That's not the anal fork.
The man just go up there and put it in. It's not your turn.
Well, I would always get there at the tail end of the gangbangs.
Of course, the best time to get there.
Well, I mean, it's
Don't be the first guy in. Oh, that was a whiffer. Never be the first guy to gangbang because then the pussy's all clean.
Quick
and
question:
not
I've never
swollen.
been to a gangbang. Do they steal the deli counter thing from like a grocery store to get the ticket?
Well-organized one will.
To get the ticket.
Well, so you could go. Actually, they give you like at the Rainforest Cafe. They give you a pager.
Oh,
and when you're
that's
up,
cool.
they page you and you come back in.
Well, no, it's like Burger Lounge on Sunset. You get an electronic card you slide in, and they send you a buzzer when you're ready.
Can you buy a fast pass and cut the line?
You don't want to cut the line.
Is there?
They don't have. There isn't like I paid extra so I could be like go to the shorter line.
I want to ride this ride now.
Yeah.
There's no VIP privilege.
What if you were handicapped? You get pushed right up to the front. On the side.
If you bring a guy in a fucking wheelchair, you can go right in. You can go right to the fucking front.
I mean, that situation never presented itself.
Guys, watch out! We got a handicap guy.
Get him up there. Get him up.
I need a couple guys to help lift him up on top of the woman.
Let him have a good time.
Someone push his ass into her. Push his ass into
No,
her.
they tie a rope on him. They're pulling.
Oh, yeah.
Pull.
Well, we did have the Puerto Rican pimp on standby. He's the,
Oh my
he's the comic
God.
in the wheelchair.
Is there a time limit? Like, say you go up there and are you like some guy's crazy and he's eating her pussy or something? Like,
Oh, that guy would have to be crazy. to eat her
that's what I'm
fucking
saying.
pussy.
And he's taking like an hour. People like you in the back are like, come on, man.
I mean, that's that situation never presented itself, but there was.
Is it like at the bank where like everyone's sitting quietly and awkwardly, and then one guy's kind of talking loud about how the line's taking so long? I wish there was more tellers.
Trying to commiserate with other people.
And they trying to get like a group together to like
Look at this
agree
guy.
with him.
This guy barely knows how to fuck up there.
Man, I wish there was more women here. This line's pretty long.
Was there more than one woman?
No, these are always
All
always
dudes.
just one woman.
Okay.
And
So you get there.
but the funny thing
He's
is,
like, Earl, don't be your aggressive self.
don't play cool. Just we'll get up there and
You're
we'll,
the kind of guy that while a guy's fucking, you'll go suck the titty.
Or you'll beat it like right up and next to the guy.
So this is the great thing about Jumpin' Jason is we literally open the door.
You'll be like, I can see Earl being like, while she's jerking a guy off in each hand, Earl tries to get his dick in with another guy to get like a stroke on one hand
or an
or
aerial-
two dicks.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, dude!
So your dick was touching another guy?
Oh yeah, it was crazy. So
Did you touch sore to sore
we-
or no?
So I opened the door. Me and Jason opened the door. I turn around to put my keys on the counter, And I turn around. Jason has his pants off.
Already
getting blown. And this is the guy telling me to play it cool.
Yeah. Did he wear fucking warm-up pants that you can just rip off with the snaps? Just
he had like
Is he wearing crotchless panties?
If you've ever seen the Rick Rude appearance on Arsenio, where he had the leopard jumpsuit, he had like pants like that on.
Oh my God. Okay.
So, we do our thing. We have our fun with this girl. But then, people started calling their buddies. And the buddies started coming over. So
now your
it's like a high school party gone wrong.
Party is.
So it's like a chat
Who's
line.
this girl? She's into it. She
Just
knows what's going on.
Once again, a girl they met at the Four Seasons on Doheny.
Jesus. Do you think that you could still pick up a chick for a gangbang at the Four Seasons?
It's a different era, man.
I'd say no.
So this chick's loving it.
This chick's loving it. We take her.
She like bring in as many as you got.
She's like, come on.
You guys may have been breaking those records that were later set, but these were unsanctioned events, so they just didn't count.
Like the Dallas 500,
the Houston 500,
which is sad. These ladies, their names aren't in history, but they should be.
So you think that there's like a bunch of women, kind of like civil rights women,
yeah,
or trailblazers?
Yeah, it's like heroes that don't get the recognition they deserve.
So there's a lot of women that probably fucked more guys than the leading gangbang.
They're like the Uncle Rico
chick
from Napoleon Dynamite.
Maybe they did it for
She's
the
like,
love
my pussy could still go over that mountain.
Maybe she did it for the love of the gangbang.
This girl just likes sex, the second one.
Okay. First one was not into it.
First one liked it too, I guess, but
first one just wanted to feel loved.
So the second one was more into the group. She wanted like multiple guys at like the same time.
I'm going to go with no on that.
She was okay.
46.
I mean, you're not going to find a Victoria's Secret model, who wants to take 12 cocks.
Were her kids there?
They might have been in the gangbang. I mean,
I hope not.
Do you think obviously this scene right now that you're setting, if it were set in today and it was on Craigslist, there's no way that you would even go near it.
Different era, man.
Yeah, because it would seem creepy if the internet existed, though.
Yeah. But he's older, too.
Remember that guy that sent into Boner City, the gangbang the lady had? She said, like, you can show up, there will be food, but bring your own beer, but, like, everyone can come fuck me.
I don't know if I remember that.
You don't have to wear a condom.
Well, I used to do that to get people into my comedy shows.
You don't have to wear a condom? You can fuck me?
I used to host open mics in the Valley, and I would put an ad on Craigslist saying gangbang auditions.
You get a lot of angry fucking people.
At 9 o'clock Monday night at Michael's Pub.
How many people would come for the gangbang?
And so, we'd start the open mic, and about every 10 minutes, you would see someone walk in, look around, and go, you could tell like, there ain't no fucking gangbang auditions here, but someone stayed.
Like, did anyone say I knew it and then leave?
So the best, and you guys know this girl, Amy Ashton.
Yeah,
I always got along with her.
No, she is. I've never.
She's fine.
Never spoke with her.
Paid regular at the Comedy Store, but
combos with her on the phone.
Yeah, nice girl. I got no problem with her. But one night she was kind of being a twat. I want to go on next. I don't want to wait. I said, you got to wait. It's a lot of people ahead of you. I don't really know you. She's like, okay. And so she sits in the front seat of the bar with an attitude, with a margarita, like with this look of, I want to go next. I want to go next. So I have my friend put an ad on Craigslist saying, hi, I'm a recently divorced woman. I want to get fucked tonight by as many guys as possible. My name's Amy, and I'll be drinking a margarita at the front of the bar.
And that's how Amy Ashton got raped.
And about 12 minutes after that was posted, probably 15 guys walked in. And I like, are you Amy? And she's like, yeah. Like, what the fuck do you want? And she's like, well, I saw your ad. She's like, what fucking ad are you talking about? Christ. So it's just funny. It was like a running thing throughout the course of the night. So
okay, so the second gangbang, how did your...
How did
two dicks get in her hand?
One hand, two dicks. Viral video.
Well, okay. So long
story. The Big Earl story.
The
Big Earl autobiography.
So I called up my...
Two dicks, one hand.
What time is it? It's one hand to two dicks.
It's probably...
the little dick is on the 5 and the big dick's at the 9.
Are you playing Fuck Twister? Someone spins and you're like, two dicks in the hand, left hand.
There were some things going on at this gangbang that I wasn't really approving of. So,
like what?
It was a water polo game.
Anal?
Water polo.
No, just
Rough behavior?
Rough behavior. Just
rough housing?
Things involving a carrot stick and a phone receiver.
But she was loving it.
She loved it. And
she loved it.
Guys farting in her face. I mean...
So this turned into what everything always turns into. Let's make a mockery of it.
No, but it was like gang mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, it just... And, I invited my...
So girls, don't ever go to a gangbang expecting to be like treated lovingly and affectionately.
And I invited I started calling my friends. You got to get over to 914 Wooster. It's a scene. It's a scene.
I hope before the phone was shoved inside.
No. I was like, you got to get this girl's crazy. She's taking phones and carrots. And then I called my two.
Were guys like shoving carrots in her asses and leaving them there, and everyone was dying?
So I started to leave.
You're turned off.
At one point, I was. And at one point, I turned my back to her. I said, hey, it was nice to meet you. Yes, she's blowing my friend, getting pounded by my friend Magic Monty, and giving a hand job to my buddy Slick Rick. So she's got a pee-pee in her mouth, a pee-pee in her vagina, and giving a hand job to Slick Rick.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, nice to meet you, Nicole.
Did you shake the other hand that was empty?
And she's like...
Could you find her on Facebook?
Probably not. So she signals for me to come over. And so she starts giving me a hand job.
So you're like, I was just trying to leave, but now I'm getting jerked off.
So, but then this is where the pee-pee touching happens. My friend Magic Monty, she was lying down. He was...
where was it? On a couch? On a table?
This was on the floor because Miami Eric didn't want anyone on his bed.
So you're all on your knees.
We're all on our knees. Magic Monty is...
What do you... like? In order, while you're getting jerked off, to also maintain being aroused, what exactly are you staring at on this woman? Because there's dicks everywhere.
Yeah, it's
to be a real turnoff.
The TV was on. I think Howard Stern was on, so it's just like
on the E days.
Yeah, no, this was
like CBS day.
This was WOR days in New York.
Oh, wow.
It was on Saturday night.
But Bongo Fiesta.
Yeah, yeah, Jackie the Joke Man, all that stuff. So she's, she's feverishly working both hands. I mean,
just got tired at some point.
Great dexterity.
My buddy Huey the chiropractor, he's hitting it hard.
He was trying to get that spine aligned.
Yeah, I mean, and then Monty was just about to blow a load.
And a condom or no condom?
No condom.
Full Monty.
Oh, he's
getting the blowjob.
Oh, okay.
And Earl bends down to tie his shoe, and it goes all over his face.
Is that true?
And so she says, "Hey, whatever you do, don't come in my mouth."
Monty ruined it for everyone.
So he's just getting deep throated, and so he's I guess he's about to blow it out, and he pulled out real fast, and he hit my dick, but then I jumped up.
Oh, he jizzed on your dick?
No, he didn't.
He ran into it.
Yeah. It's a drive-by.
With his mouth.
It was a dry bump. It was a dry bump.
Oh.
That's what that girl's asshole sounded like.
Sounds like probably today.
This poor fucking girl.
Now she's wearing diapers from just being pounded.
So, that's like the real deal. That's Hollywood.
So those are your two gangbangs.
Yeah, so I don't even know if we have time to talk about UFC.
Let's get into the.
How old were you during this gangbang? 41.
I was probably. This is about 2 weeks ago. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's get into some UFC.
Yeah. Can we go on all day? We need to save something for another time because we got to talk more about.
There's more stories. I mean, I ran with a wild crowd.
Yeah, you were like
you ran with.
You were a Bel Air kid who. You had no rules.
But I mean, my
Go ahead.
Nobody was feeling it.
My parents weren't really. We were middle class, but because
you are middle class, you liar! What the hell are you talking about? Middle class people, no matter how middle class they are, growing up next to Wilt Chamberlain, throwing the football around with OJ, the murderer Simpson,
with an Olympic pool.
Jesus Christ, are you fucking out of your mind?
Mark Spitz was your lifeguard.
You don't have a black chauffeur named Leroy. What are you talking about?
Leroy made probably what my dad made in a year, and I'm middle class.
Yeah, Leroy was middle class by working for you rich assholes. Don't you dare. Your fucking neighbor, they raped a woman. 50 guys raped a woman. No one ever heard about it.
You threw trash in a whale jaw.
Middle-class guys aren't killing whales with Swiss Army knives.
They're fucking whales.
What the fuck are you talking about? You're billionaire middle class.
Compared to like Steve Jobs and...
Well, I have working class.
You were slumming it next to Rupert Murdoch. But so is 99.999% of everybody.
Well, I have a lot of working class fans, so I like to feel, I like to get them close.
The stories you just told do not take place in fucking Indiana, my friend. Those are different kinds of gangbangs. Those are like fat chicks in the back of a bar.
Back of a pickup.
Yeah.
That's moving.
And then you get shot at. This is like you can buy your way out. You're picking up women at the Four Seasons, my friend.
All right, well, we'll get to more sex
This is
stories
top
later.
shelf.
Let's get into the UFC.
We're going to get, even though it happened a couple weeks ago.
Let's do a 169.
Just go quick 169 recap. Of course, I thought the fight of the night was Varner and Trujillo.
I didn't see it, but I did.
We're only going to talk about it by what we read about it.
But, I mean, the knockout.
It sounded like Varner started fast. He started well and then got caught, right?
Varner was killing him. I mean, just...
Varner's a good fighter, man. Great striking.
Not only did that guy got knockout of the night, but he and Varner both shared fight of the night, too. That's how crazy it was.
Problem with Varner, he's very inconsistent.
I mean, I'm not going to say it was like Hunt Bigfoot, but the third round, it was almost Hunt Bigfoot-esque. I mean,
Varner's the new Kevin Randleman. 50% of the time, he should be a champion. 50% of the time, he shouldn't be in the ring.
Should be fucking selling popcorn.
He's killing it with knees, and Trujillo stumbling, and then out of nowhere, Trujillo almost like a Pat Barry Congo shot, just knocks him out cold. So, I mean, that was an interesting fight. And then, of course, you had the Russian guy fighting Lineker. It was an okay fight. I mean, nothing great, I thought, about it. And then we get to the big boys.
Yeah.
Mir and Overeem, loser leave town match, basically.
What do you think? What's Overeem's cardio regimen? Is it like, does he just fuck like Russian prostitutes? Does he do any sort of cardio?
I think all he does is he runs a mile a week before the fight.
In what, like 10 minutes?
Yeah, not a fast mile. A run-walk mile.
He may walk like the third lap of the 4 laps around the track.
He wouldn't even get the presidential award for 7th grade gym class.
He's like Drago if Drago just took the roids but didn't do any of like that running up the steep treadmill.
I mean, it was a sluggish fight.
He's just never in shape, though, man.
Well, I mean, I think he's one of those guys who's in good gym shape. Like, he looks good.
It looks good. He's like he's the opposite of Fedor was.
Yeah,
and he looked bad and was in great shape.
Yeah,
like Velasquez. So if you looked at Velasquez, he's a big guy, but you go, this guy probably doesn't, do a lot of cardio.
John Jones is eyeing Velasquez now.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
John Jones would get killed by Velasquez.
I think it'd be interesting.
You got to think of a John Jones who's going to put on.
He's going to bulk up
40 pounds.
But, I mean, like, he's very talented, obviously, but,
Jones or Velasquez?
Well, both. But
Jones has such length on him.
But getting hit by 185ers is
huge.
Or 205ers,
Dude,
sorry.
but you got to think that once John Jones bulks the fuck up, he'll be huge.
Problem with Cain Velasquez is if he gets on top of you, he's got pretty intense ground and pound.
But at the same time, he couldn't finish fucking Junior Dos Santos, he whipped him
Junior
good.
Dos Santos takes a hell of a beating.
He can take a beating.
He's like he and Mir and fucking Roy Nelson are great fucking punching bags.
Mir still has a chin. I mean, he took some bombs.
But Mir's weird, though. He can sometimes go down. Didn't somebody knock him out?
Yeah, what's his name?
Big Barnett.
Big old baloney tits.
Big old baloney pancake. And a shout out to I Am Young on Twitter. He loves the baloney pancake reference.
Why wouldn't
he has the nips? I talked about this the other day. Barnett's got the nips that actually intersect in the middle. That's how big his nipples are.
Why wouldn't Barnett wears a Flavor Flav clock to the ring just to cover up one of his areolas?
He has two clocks, but one cock to the right, one cock to the left. And it still looks like they have a pink ring around.
You should wear a Mickey Mouse sports bra with those ears just right over the big nips.
I mean,
why doesn't he wear a sports bra? He could get a hell of an endorsement deal up there. It's valuable.
He can't wear booby tassels. He wears Tupperware covers.
If you put yarmulkes over those titties, they would not be covered.
You have to have the yarmulke for Andre the Giant to cover those things.
He wears frisbee bras.
What do you think if Velasquez and Barnett fought? Would they just rub nipples?
Yeah, they both do have. But Kane's
titties are like pointier.
His are a little sadder. They're like a little smaller. They're like high school girl tits.
Whereas Barnett's are just like
he's got big, milky 40-year-old housewife who's had 5 kid tits.
She's at the mall, like that sort of lady.
Like she's definitely nursed 5 children on those big old tits.
He was like, you know, when a dog just gives birth and it's like nips and tits are all like sad. That's what his tits are like.
He looks like he just got like really. He was like a woman who just really got her tits sucked pretty good the night before.
What if he just kicked down the door right now and whipped all of us?
I would be scared.
I
would be like, I'm sorry. Please don't. But then he'd have to get you down on the ground and he'd have to fucking catch wrestle you.
He'd Groman Recco you.
Well, dude, we could probably take him, the 3 of us.
I don't want to talk like that. No, I don't think
we'd have.
I think he'd still beat the fuck
I think we'd
out
have a
of
tough time with like Faber, the 3 of us.
I'd kick him in the tits though.
So, I mean, there you go. I mean, you know.
Was that the card with Aldo or that was?
Yeah, that's the card with Aldo.
How was that fight? He went the distance. I heard he leg kicked the shit out of Lamas.
Lamas is a tough dude. It was like that Maldonado fight.
I heard he gave him a decent beating.
Was it like a boring domination?
It wasn't boring because you were just amazed at the punishment
this guy could take.
Lamas could take. I mean, brutal leg kicks. I mean, just.
I saw the post pictures though. His legs weren't as bad as Faber when he fought him. Did you ever see those? Faber's leg was like blown up.
The only thing I saw was that his uncle Lorenzo Lamas was in his corner.
The Renegade.
Yeah. I mean, with Branscombe Richmond.
Yeah,
the
Bobby Six Killer.
And then Faber Barral was.
I didn't think I saw the highlight. I didn't think the stoppage was that bad.
Well, I mean, I think live. But
he was doing the Brock Lesnar, like I'm covering my head and I'm desperate. Like he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, I agree with this stuff.
Also, he whipped him the first time around, and then he was already whipping him. It's like if you don't want the fight to stop, don't get knocked down by a punch and almost get knocked the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like it's in the first round too.
Faber's he's the new Kenny Florian. Always the bridesmaid getting that title shot, but he never can seal the deal.
He wasn't gonna win anyway, and it's easy for people watching on TV to see him go like that. I mean, Herb Dean's blood. I mean,
how can you see a thumbs up? Like,
dude.
I mean,
plus,
the fuck?
You let a guy like Barreau go crazy on you, he can fucking really hurt you.
That's a hell of a camp. Aldo, Barreau, BJ Penn was just training down there with those guys.
He looked thin. He looked good.
We'll see, though. He's always a disappointment.
Yeah,
but still, dude, Faber, I got news for you. You don't want a fight to be stopped early? Don't get knocked the fuck down.
Yeah, I mean, Faber's like Dos Santos. He'll always be the number 2 guy.
There's nothing wrong with making it to number 2.
Oh, no.
I take a number 2. Hi-oh! Was there a women's fight on that card?
There might have been, I think.
Your boner wasn't interested in it.
Maybe on the prelims. I don't. There's some women fights. Speaking of women fights, hey-oh.
What do you think of this McCain or McMahon?
John McCain's fighting Rousey?
Yeah. He's come aboard with MMA. He used to hate it. Now John McCain's like hanging out with John Jones. He's trying to get MMA passed.
They must have greased his palms enough to pass it.
Well, I don't think he was referring to the days of like
the early days, like
Don Fry
when fucking Chemo got his hair pulled out.
The groin striking days.
Yeah. Who was
that beat a guy's nutsack with his
Keith Hackney?
Yeah, that was a great just beat the fuck out of his nuts.
They called him Hack-a-Sack after that. By the way, I think it's worth mentioning. It's a kind of old news, but Keith, what was the guy's name?
The Dean of Mean?
No, Keith
Hernandez.
Keith Kaiser.
The Kaiser Permanente is no longer the head of the commission, which is big news, man. Get that guy out.
And Ricardo Almeida is a judge in New Jersey, an MMA judge.
Yeah. So, and Roy Nelson is applying for the.
Really?
Roy Nelson.
These are babies. It's not like I don't have Big Earl's man ass.
Don't bring a knife to a gunfight, Holmes.
That wasn't even a knife.
Your ass still has your ass has elasticity in it. Skakes is just out.
Yeah, I mean, you don't.
Mine hasn't been blown out by gangbangs.
What does Roy Nelson want to do?
He wants to do the Keith Kaiser. He's applied to be the commissioner.
Oh, the head.
So
they're scared though of his weight that he's going to die in the next couple of years, so they don't want to give it to him.
You know, I mean, I think it would be good to have a fighter be in that.
Oh, definitely.
And you know,
I don't know if Roy Nelson is the guy.
How
He's
great
gonna be
is it?
retarded within 5 years.
Roy Nelson was like, I lost some weight, I'm looking good, but he was still like fat.
Dude, he and Fedor are two guys that missed out on huge opportunities to be 205 fighters. They easily both could have got to 205 and would have been much better.
What's Skate doing? He's looking something up.
He looks weird.
What is it?
It says, can I even read?
keep talking. I can't.
Big Earl's looking something up on the internet right now.
Is he pulling up his dick pic?
Big Earl just gassed one.
Big Earl's. You think Fedor could? Yeah, he could have dropped, I think.
Dude, he's only 230, and he was doughy as fuck.
He could have shaved some of that body hair off, which would have taken some weight.
Big Earl knows what we're talking about. We're two middle-class guys talking to another middle-class guy.
Yeah, on his jet. His jet wasn't that nice, though. Wasn't as nice of his buddies.
Oh, yeah, it's true, too.
I mean, you know.
Did you ever fly a private jet?
Let's just say I've been on one or two in my life.
Typical middle-class problems.
Just like us, man.
And
How about that leather upholstery? Really makes you sweat.
So, you know, I thought
who's on 170? What's the preview?
You know, and that's
what's this next card coming up?
So UFC 169, good card, kind of, but not great.
What would you give it?
I would give it a 7 on
How many boners?
7 boners out of 10.
I mean, since the Overeem Mir fight went the distance,
that's a lot. That was a lot of hot man action for you there.
You may have came in your pants.
I mean, Mir took a beating. He took a knee from Overeem.
I saw that knee. I saw the highlight. Tremendous.
And the look on Mir's face, like right after, was like he was out on his feet.
He thought he was on that motorcycle again right before it crashed.
But Dana White's pissed at Overeem because it was a lackluster performance in his eyes.
Well, he was clearly fighting not to lose. I think he was scared of Mir, faking him out and putting him in a submission.
Yeah. And then at the end, he wanted to fight Mean Gene Okerlund.
I think he
wanted to fight Paul Bear.
As Brock Lesnar would call him, Frank Murr.
Murr. He always did call him Murr.
Frank Murr.
And then at some point, out of nowhere, and then he started calling him Mir.
Someone's like, "Hey man, you're saying his name. It's a 3-letter name, and you're fucking it up."
He called, he called out Brock Lesnar, but. I think he was just fighting overly cautious.
Did someone whisper to Overeem like Brock Lesnar hasn't been here for like 2 years?
Well, how did his gas tank look? I mean, did he look gassed still or no?
No, because he didn't get into that Overeem flurry like against Brown.
Okay.
He didn't blow it out all early.
Okay.
He probably could have finished Mir. There was definitely some times where, although Mir got him in a guillotine real early in the second round, I thought, oh man, he's going to lose. But he powered out of it, and
people are calling for a Brown fight for the title.
But
he won that. That Barnett was a title fight.
He beat the nips out of him.
But that's the problem, though, is Velasquez on the shelf for like another 6 months. So
interim belt.
You might have to do it now.
But who else is there though?
Well, I think Verdum's fighting Brown on the next Fox.
Oh, that's the tie. Yeah, Barnett was before he went out. His guy in his corner took a ruler and was slapping his titties to get him nice and red, puffed up.
I think Verdum's a weird fighter. Sometimes you get the Verdum who beats Fedor. Sometimes you get the Verdum who loses the chumps.
You know what, though? This Verdum that we see in the UFC is way better than that Strikeforce Verdum. Remember when he fought Overeem and he was scared? He just laid on his back the whole time?
But he was trying to sucker him in.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
He's trying to sucker him off.
Then when he fought Roy Nelson, his hands looked great.
And the knees.
But everyone was scared of Overeem back then. It was before the illusion had been shattered of that he was this, because he went on a 26-fight streak, and no one forgot that he was 50-50 in Pride.
I'm a big fan of Overeem's brother.
Valentino?
Yeah.
The tats.
Great fighter.
He sucks.
He's as bad as Fedor's brother.
Yeah.
Alexander.
So that guy was even more calm than Fedor, though. He almost fell asleep in the ring once.
All right, so let's burn through 170. A couple fights that I'm not really that interested in. You got Whitaker and Thompson. It's a nice.
Yeah, it's all right. I wish Josh Thompson.
Yeah, that guy broke his hand. Poor guy in the first round.
It was a great fight, though.
Got a female fight on the undercard. Alexis Davis against Jessica Ai.
Isn't I's in for someone else?
Eye of the Tiger.
Didn't I fill in for another chick?
I think she's in for that girl Pina.
Okay, who got supposedly attacked.
attacked.
Yeah, what a crazy story that was.
Turns out that maybe she was just scared she was going to get cut from the UFC. She made up some crazy lie.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like the next day, like the guy's like, the guy she was training with, like he wasn't talking shit to her. It's like a guy they're like very good friends.
And another guy, the other guy on the team said this is like tearing us apart.
Well, I mean, the story Dana White says was that she had an Ultimate Fighter shirt on. And
no, but the next day, they
said it was like just good. They said that the girl is notorious for going too hard, and she didn't warm up, and that kind of makes sense if you look back on the Ultimate Fighter. She was really, she's like, she wants to be a dude.
All right, then. So we got, that fight should be. I like the women fights. They're great fights.
Your boner doesn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of the women aren't that attractive.
Maya, never been a fan of his. Boring.
Which one, Rory McDonald or Maya?
I'm saying Maya. Rory McDonald.
He can be
plays
boring.
It safe. Yeah,
he's the most safest fighter because he's like.
When Waller beat him,
you need to fight safe. You can get knocked out like when Matt Serra did it to me. You cannot take a chance.
So he's got that in his corner. And Maya's always sucked. I don't even know how he stays in the UFC.
Remember when Anderson Silva put on that terrible display against Maya? That was like the beginning of the end.
And then gassed himself from taunting him so hard.
But Maya could cement McDonald. McDonald's going to outbox him. But if he gets him in one of those wacky,
you know what,
McDonald though,
he's going to keep him at bay, and that's what's going to happen.
McDonald,
this is the fight.
That trainer who trains GSP and those guys, and him, that Faraz guy, I forget his last name. He loves that jab. And so those guys just jab. McDonald jabs all.
You know what that McDonald fight's going to be? It's going to be him and Ellenberger again.
This is a great fight, dude. This is, as Rampage Jackson would say, black on black crime.
Yeah, I mean,
Rashad Evans versus Cormier cutting down. Didn't you said he had like kidney failure?
He had kidney failure the last time.
Cormier's cutting down to 205.
But that was when he was doing collegially, wasn't it? Because now
Calico?
Now he's got like a camp and he's got time and he knows what he's doing.
How tall is Cormier?
He's 5'9".
Yeah, he's kind of short.
How tall is Rashad?
5'10", 5'11".
So it's an even matchup.
I think Cormier takes it with his wrestling.
Dude, I'm nervous. Is an athletic freak.
I'm nervous about the drop. Is my one concern. Is how is his gas going to be? How hard is it going to be for him to drop this weight?
I hope this isn't a 5-rounder, is it? Because that's a tough test for a guy at 205 to just drop into 205.
I think only.
I'd like to see Cormier take it.
Dude, Rashad has been too safe and too weak as of late. So I think Cormier
is hungry.
He's aggressive. He's older. He knows he's only got so many fights in him. He's going to whip him.
Who are these ladies?
I think Cormier takes it. I mean, Evans, that last fight against Sonnen was horrible. I mean, it was like almost a rigged fight, like where Sonnen just said, fuck it.
If you want to look at a fight with Rashad, you got to go back to the one where he fought Nogueira, Little Nog.
Right.
And that one was a shitty display by Rashad.
Speaking of nip, he rubs those nips before every fight.
He's got nice nips.
He's got good.
Speaking of nips, do you guys think Rousey's hot or not?
Sometimes
I do. Sometimes I don't.
She looks good. The one that we're looking at on the UFC page. But other than that, she looks like some sort of 80s slut. She looks 80s with the feathered hair.
She looks like a girl who would hang around a carnival and like give guys hand jobs like beneath the
tilt-a-whirl
or the sizzler.
I agree though.
She always has feathered hair. She needs to get a new fucking haircut.
She's got like a juicy ass, but it's kind of nice.
No, she's got it's like an athletic ass.
Yeah, like, that's a good picture.
That's a great picture, but that's not what she.
But the one I saw recently of her was that one not so good. That looks like it looks like the Special Olympics.
Sometimes she looks like a guy.
That's all right.
She looks like a girl who's in your high school gym class who calls everyone by their last name sometimes.
I drive by and see her working out over at the
Glendale
Fight Club. I'm down on brand.
The Armenian gym.
But yeah, I do think some pictures she looks good. Others.
I think Misha Tate, if she got her nose taken down a bit, would be really good.
Misha Tits.
And I don't like that berry on her face.
What's the berry? Oh,
mole?
Oh yeah.
I think McCann is no shot. Is McCann undefeated? Is that the one, or is there another one?
Rousey's too muscular.
McCann is 7-0.
Dude, is this the chick who's super
the Olympic wrestler?
Yes, this is the chick I think can beat her. Rousey last fight, dude, exposed herself. If
she did, what'd she show?
She showed her clit,
her dick clit.
If you
what's
can
up,
stop
China?
Her fucking judo like Misha Tate did. This lady's got nothing else to offer. She hates getting punched.
And
now that she has 2 movies in the pipe that she has to start filming, she really doesn't want to get punched.
I think she does have 1 foot out, which is always dangerous because you can get caught. But why does it have to be about the Jews when you got to stop that judo?
That's true.
I don't think Tate did stop the judo.
Well, she kind of did at one time. She got tossed a lot.
Toss that salad.
But that's all she had, and then Tate would hit her, and then she would be all flustered.
I don't understand why she went to the trying to get Rousey down. She was killing Tate, or killing Rousey on the feet, and then she...
Yeah, Rousey striking, she just overpowers everybody with that arm bar, right? That's her main weapon.
Her striking's average.
But her arm bar is unbelievable.
Oh, her arm bar's there's no getting.
I think these chicks are just not strong enough to not have it yanked.
I mean, the only one
Tate got in trouble because she was pulling on Rousey's nipple hair. So they called her for hair pulling.
Herb Dean warned her.
Yeah, but it didn't take a point away.
So I mean,
He sort of said diarrhea on the mic.
I want to change out this mic card.
Hey, that Sarah McCain, is she the one that has 2 kids or 3 kids? Who's the lady that has like
we're
3
getting
kids?
some last minute friction here on the podcast. We're wrapping it up here, but
one of these fighters, I think, is it Kat Zimbrano?
Kat Zimbrano.
She the one with kids?
Her husband just passed away.
Oh, Kat Zingano. So I mean, that was weird.
Speaking of that, we got to talk about some Thiago Silva.
Yeah, breaking news. Thiago Silva.
It's weird. I used to beat women with him like 10 years ago. Thiago Silva and I used to go out and beat women. I never thought he would do this, though.
It's weird that the guy he was pissed at he was Brazilian, but his last name was Popovich, like the coach of the Spurs.
Or the great tasting vodka.
Well, right. Great skin on the coach of the Spurs.
Great complexion.
He was divorced from his wife.
For 2 years.
But he was still pissed about who she was fucking.
Yeah, and he showed up at the gym with a gun in the car, and they said... he said he just honked his horn repeatedly right out front until finally she's like,
hey, get out here. I got a gun, motherfucker.
Yeah, she's like, I got to go talk to him. She goes, sees he has a gun. She takes off. Then the jiu-jitsu guy, Popovich, is like, I'll go talk. Like, why are you going to go out there? He said, send him in or I'm going to go in there and kill everybody. And so then the guy's like, I got to go out there. He goes out, and then he sees the gun. He's like, fuck that. Runs in, calls 911. Silva barricades himself in his house until the SWAT team comes. And so he got like resisting without because he made them come in. I think attempted terrorist threat. There's a bunch of charges. He's fucked.
Crazy.
But he had scratches on his face.
It looked like the SWAT.
I think the SWAT.
Okay.
What was your nickname for him in the gangbang days?
Thiago Silva would have been T-Bone Silva.
T-Bone
Silva Plata.
Love to bring that gun around and point it at chicks' heads.
That should be a name of a jiu-jitsu hold, the Silva Plata. It's like the omoplata, but it's almost a silver platter.
But you do it but you put the guy's face in your crotch.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the Pat Barry.
He's going to kickboxing. He's done. He's like, I've been knocked the fuck out way too many times.
He didn't say that.
That's a guy who should have dropped to 205.
Yeah, he was 5 fucking... You know who should have dropped? Jeff Monson should have dropped to 205. He was 5'9".
White supremacist.
The fuck was he doing fighting at heavyweight?
And who knows? But we got there's another card on tap.
Too many cards, man.
Who is it? Machida and Musasi. That's a good fight.
That's a good fight, man.
I heard Hermes Franca is fighting Thiago Silva.
Mr. Dana White, please get me out of jail, please.
Didn't he rape a woman?
Yeah, he's still in jail.
Fucking people.
Yeah, but what are you saying?
They're gonna fight. Best rapist /
If you're a trained mixed martial artist and you beat a woman, which has seemed to be happening a lot,
that beat his
it was a guy who was on the Ultimate Fighter years ago. These guys should get a lot of jail time for that. They're trained fucking fighters.
What did he do to the lady? He
broke her orbital bone. He broke her ribs.
Ugh, fucking
bunch
scumbag.
of shit.
UFC Fight Night. That's
Machida.
We are live.
February 15th. He'll be on Fox Sports 1.
That might be him after this.
So you want to be an Ultimate Fighter?
Oh, that's in Brazil.
Goldberg.
So that's who's on that? It's going to be all Brazilian guys we don't know.
Let's see real fast. We got Machida Musasi, Jacare Souza against Carmon. Silva and Sato, Andrade.
Sato? From Karate Kid?
Is he fighting Miyagi finally?
Miyagi!
We got
You fuck my girlfriend!
Eric Silva against Takanori Sato.
Oh, that guy was awesome until Fitch whipped him.
And then
Another
Silva.
Sato.
I like Souza. This will be a good fight here.
Souza!
Joe Azusa?
And
Same wood.
and then no heavyweights on this card.
That's a no boner card.
You know what? The card I'm looking the most forward to is Vitor Belfort versus Weidman.
Dude,
My
no.
only concern
What about
is
this
that
one,
there's
though?
no testosterone going to be.
Dude, what
used.
about Lawler?
Oh well, of course Lawler. That's without a doubt.
Lawler
When is that
Hendricks.
fight, though?
That's not that long in the future, I don't
Let me
think.
see.
That's a title fight, man.
Let me see. We got.
They said GSP's going to come to the ring, though.
You did not take it from me,
Like
so
Clubber
you're
Lang.
not true champion.
when is it? We got so many cards. We got UFC Fight Night Kim versus Hathaway. And
Gustafsson.
then Gustafsson against Manua.
I hope he has to beat Manua.
Oh,
But
Manua.
Or just like Manua.
We got
That guy's a good fighter, though. British guy. He's got great hands.
Hendricks and Lawler and March.
Dude, who wants to see Henderson Shogun? It's over for both of them. Henderson, I'm the hugest Henderson fight.
I like both of them. I think both of them are great.
It's gonna if it's a 5-rounder, it's gonna be a snooze fest these days because they cannot fight past 2 rounds.
When I think they have a gentleman's agreement of like, hey, you come in completely out of shape, I do
Right.
too.
Yeah, and then we'll make it 5. We'll turn it on
And then we
round
got,
4.
I mean, this is a good card coming up in.
That Trev Verdum.
Verdun Brown. We got Tate
Tate.
and Carmouche.
What?
Cerrone Barboza. Bam
Cerrone's
Bam.
trying to fight 6 times this year.
He says he needs the money.
Dude, did you hear he blew through his $50,000 bonus?
On what?
He goes, I've already spent it.
What'd he buy?
I don't know. He said he went to Cabela's and blew a ton of it.
Isn't that David Arquette's place? Bootsy Bella's on Sunset?
No, Cabela's.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like a hunting / outdoors.
Oh, so he's buying like 4-wheelers and cowboy hats.
They don't do
and-
that. It's a lot of clothing and guns and stuff.
So he's spending it
But
wisely.
he's like, yeah, that shit. He goes, it's gone like a fart in the wind.
Well, speaking
Smart.
of fart in the
Smart
wind.
because a lot of guys have 30, 40-year fight careers. Oh, wait. Who was that? Fuck. Who was the fight after the Henderson?
Bisman.
Oh, Bisping. I love to watch Bisping because I've always hoped that he gets his ass
But
kicked.
he always seems to avoid though the tough fights. Like he got out of that fucking Munoz with an eye injury. Munoz would have fucking ground and pounded him to a pulp.
How good was it when Vitor knocked him the fuck out? And when
No, you mean
Henderson.
Henderson.
No, Vitor head kicked him, knocked him.
Oh, that's right.
out.
And then Henderson drilled him into the canvas. You could just see the concussion.
Henderson was so not afraid of him that he just cocked that right hand back and just walked towards him the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And then finally got him in that second round. It was amazing.
Well, that's the only guy Henderson can beat right now is someone who walks
Yeah.
straight to him.
He was great, though.
Which means the Hua fight will be a blast because they'll just pound each other.
Dude, Shogun, literally his brother went retarded from fighting, and so he had to quit. Ninja.
I've
And
heard-
Shogun, the rumor is that he's fucking
yeah,
retarded.
I've heard he's getting punchy and slurry. Keep fighting though.
Well, yeah, these guys, they don't save their money. I mean,
He's
you know,
living in Brazil though. You think? You never know.
but he's like
though.
a big star. But
But you can have a multi-million-dollar house.
What's
there,
crazy
too.
is I can't believe Anderson Silva's coming back.
He's already training.
I don't know who he's going to fight. I mean, you can't fight Weidman a third time. There's no.
He's been kicking palm trees.
Yeah.
In his leg.
Blood
There's
sport,
no.
too.
He can't fight GSP, which they always for some reason wanted, which is I think a complete mismatch. He could fight Jones, but I think at this point Jones just.
I say
beats
give him Bisping.
Bisping's always wanted him.
Bisping whips him. He whips the fuck out of Bisping.
But what if Bisping beat him? Would be the ultimate.
I'm confident that that he can still beat Bisping.
Give him Fedor.
The super fight.
Give him
from 2000.
give him Brock Lesnar.
That would sell, though. A Fedor
Yeah.
Anderson Silva fight would be huge.
I mean, there's still guys he can fight. The problem is the illusion is gone, and now
Who, like
people know he
Chael
can beat
Sonnen?
him, and it's.
He already
I don't know.
fought Chael Sonnen.
Maybe a Vitor again, depending if Vitor.
That'd be a
beats
good fight.
Weidman.
Henderson, maybe, but there's no market for it. You know,
I don't know.
I don't know what you do with him.
Step
Like,
aside.
yeah, what do you do with
He's
him?
just too. He was too fucking great.
He had a great run. I mean, there's just this newer, younger.
No one had
dudes, and it just sucks that Weidman. I mean, you can't have him fight him a third time. I mean, So I mean, there's some good cards coming up. We'll have some more recaps and previews. I mean, this podcast kind of took a different direction.
Well, it's 90% gangbangs and 10% UFC.
But I'm going to hashtag UFC first to get the listeners.
Of course.
I mean, I know.
You come for the UFC, you stay for the gangbang.
I know how to get an audience to a podcast. So, do you guys, before we wrap up, do you have anything you want to plug?
I want to plug some chick. Get her over here. It's 3 of us.
I mean, I don't know any broads.
I don't know if I could hang with a veteran gangbanger like Big Earl.
I'm out of the loop, man. That's not my world.
Nothing right now. Just Danish and O'Neill, Twitter.
At Danish and O'Neill.
We're doing a variety. We're on all kinds of other podcasts. So
we're the most featured. We're like a rapper who doesn't have his own album, but we just do a lot of feature work.
Like what other podcasts? Which I think is
better because people don't get sick. It's us always working with other people. It's just like having our own podcast, but we have guests on.
We did
guests on everyone else.
We did Ari Shafir's Skeptic Tank recently.
Oh, holy fuck, dude! Oh my god! Oh. This is how that room smelled when you had that Carol Shelby's wife got fucked. It's like a rotting soul. Oh my
sadness.
god!
I'm still not getting it.
You must be just outside the zone.
I'm like,
I gotta get a tape measure, see where you're sitting, and know how far I can sit.
It's like that show. What's that network show where they live inside the dome? I'm in the dome right now.
Dude, if this guy lived in the dome, everyone would leave. They would say, "I'm out of the dome."
No, but I'm in.
This guy stunk the fucking dome up. There'd be brown stains all over the roof. Eventually, no one could see in because Big Earl would gas it up.
He could crack the glass with one of his.
You're in the third ring of Saturn, man. So I mean, that's a good way.
This is like that's probably like 6 feet is like a safe distance.
I'm good.
You're out of the blast zone.
So
if this were
go on
Hiroshima
at Twitter.
You'd only get residual radiation.
Go on the Danish and O'Neill.
How
do you spell it?
At Danish and O'Neill.
At Danish, the Danish, right?
No, just at Danish.
Oh, sorry, my bad. At Danish.
It's like the pastry.
Danish.
Spell it out for the listeners.
DANISHANDONEILL.
Follow these guys. Funniest dudes I know. This will be up sooner than later. We're on iTunes and SoundCloud. Get in on the program.
Leave a 5-star review.
Leave a 5-star review, or if you don't like it, leave a negative review. I don't care because I'm not getting money for this shit. So,
but Earl, you're just a middle class guy.
I'm just
trying to make ends meet.
I'm just a struggling, comic trying to make it, trying to get over heartache in life. And go if you're really sad, buy Earl Alive on iTunes. Good stuff there. Danish and O'Neill. What's the name of the show? Daddy Knows Best?
Yeah. Daddy Knows Best.
Daddy Knows Best. You could see Jade Catapretta, the star of Daddy Knows Best with Steve and Azizi on a new network sitcom. Check her out.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys. Thank you for listening. Stay white, and that's about it.
Positive push.
Suck it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.